Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Wallace here. I'm taking over as principal from Father in June. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you all, hopefully in the near future. At this stage of the year, I suppose it's important that we address, you as third-year parents, and talk to you about the future in terms of the fourth year and what we plan for doing with the boys next year. First of all, at the moment, it's great to have the boys back in the school building. We know it's been a very difficult time for you as parents and all the students during the past 12, 13 months, the various different school closures, restrictions, and all the different activities and events that the boys have missed out on. It's been a very difficult period, but the boys have responded really, really well. But it's great to have them back in the building. And we know that, the online learning, the remote learning, we did it to our best of our ability, but it's not the same. And once the boys are back in the building, you can see the clear difference already. So we're really looking forward to next year. And look, please God, we'll be in a position in September to have a much more normal year. And we plan on making fourth year for your sons the best possible year yet in the school. Miss Hegarty will talk to you about the different subject electives, work experience, the different trips and activities that hopefully we'll be able to plan, public health permitting. But I suppose I wanted to just address you, would say hello to you all. First of all, look forward to meeting you all hopefully in September, but also to address the fact that we want to acknowledge that the boys obviously have missed out on a lot of school. And from an academic point of view, it'll be very important that we prepare them in fourth year for the Leaving Cert cycle, starting in fifth year. So we've had a number of meetings already with subject faculties and teachers. We're already planning towards next year in terms of fourth year from an academic point of view to make up some of the gaps and the differences that the boys will have missed as a result of the difficult last year. They're not getting an opportunity to do their junior cert exams. They would have missed out on a lot of school. And it's very important in fourth year as a school, as an academic school, that we really, that we try and prepare them properly for the Leaving Cert and work with our subject faculties and our subject teachers to make sure that they're in the best possible position to do that. Allied to that, obviously in fourth year, hopefully we'll have lots of trips, lots of activities, lots of fun things for the boys to do. But that's the balance that we hope to keep next year. And as I say, really looking forward to meeting you all hopefully in September. And looking forward to working with your sons closely for the next 3 years. Miss Hegarty will talk to you more, but I'll leave it there. Thanks again.
Hello everyone, my name is Anne Hegarty. I'm the TY4 Master. Myself and Mr. O'Neill, who's the TY Coordinator, have put this video together to go through our plan for transition year 2021-2022. Here at Tenure College, transition year is a very important year. It's a compulsory year and we invest a lot of work, time and resources into it in order to improve, enhance and personalise it to each year group. For next year's year group, this year is probably more important than ever. We acknowledge that with gaps in in-school learning and teaching, that for some students there may be gaps in knowledge and content in some subjects. We also acknowledge that for others there's been a lack of structure and continuality. We're very much aware of this and will be taking it into account in our year plans. In this PowerPoint, myself and Mr. O'Neill are going to lay out the foundations of the year. It'll only be the foundations because each year our programme changes and improves depending on what opportunities are available and what the students themselves are interested in and what new ideas they come up with. While the last 2 years have been a steep learning curve in adaptability and flexibility, looking at what we do, why we do it and how we do it has been hugely beneficial in terms of improving our TY programme. Here at the school, our aim is to allow the boys to grow in confidence and maturity and to encourage a sense of responsibility, motivation, enthusiasm and independence while keeping a firm grasp on the academic achievement. We work towards getting a balance between the continuation of essential core subjects, a sampling of other subjects, and a variety of distinctive electives designed to broaden students' horizons, and modules and activities aimed at promoting the maturity that's central to the whole transition year ideal. So why is TY so important to us? Well, two reasons really. Number one, it'll help your son decide what he'll do when he leaves school. During transition year, your son will get to try subjects he didn't get to try for his junior cert. He'll get to try subjects that are more career options as opposed to leaving cert subjects. And he'll also complete at least 2 weeks of work experience, which will give him a better idea of what he wants to do after school, or at least a better idea of what he doesn't want to do. Every TY student complete aptitude tests and interest tests. He'll receive subject choice information from the Leaving Certificate teachers, and he'll have group and individual career guidance sessions and talks. It's also noted from recent surveys that on average, students who complete transition year earn more CAO points and are more likely to go to and complete third level. And perhaps more importantly, are less likely to change courses while at third level. The other reason that we feel TY is so important is that it'll help shape what sort of skills your son will have when he leaves school. During transition year, students will experience a lot more varied learning and teaching methods. By getting involved in different activities, he'll develop a whole new set of skills. Transition year here in Ternier College is made up of two parts. We have the academic side, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about to you, and then Mr. O'Neill will take over and he'll talk about the distinct transition year and extracurricular activity side. We have always had a strong emphasis on academics in transition year in Ternier College. Next year in particular though, we'll be making sure that all students have a solid foundation in all their core subjects. We'll be starting with filling in any gaps in learning that students may have experienced over the last 2 years, along with building on that subject base. The students will have core subjects to keep up with. They will have homework, class tests, projects, presentations and deadlines to meet. They will have formal Christmas and summer exams at the same time and in the same format as the rest of the school. And these results will shape which classes they are streamed into for 5th year. They will also have an online e-portfolio to complete, which I will come back to later. Each student will have on their timetable 5 classes of English, Irish and Maths a week. They will have 4 classes of humanities, which is a combination of geography, history, philosophy, politics, etc. and it's delivered in a module form. And they'll have 4 classes of both business and science a week, which covers all areas that these subjects branch out into for the Leaving Cert. They'll have 3 classes of religion every week and a double period of PE. On top of that, they have their language option. They can continue with whatever language they've been doing up to now, either Spanish or French, or if they decide, they can opt out of a language and do a year-long geography course instead. This year-long geography course is completely separate from the geography modules of humanities. Now it's important to note that if they opt out of the language at this stage, they can't pick it up again in 5th year. However, just because they choose to do it in transition year does not mean they have to continue with it for their Leaving Cert. You also need to consider the fact that a lot of the courses in the NUI colleges require European language other than English and Irish. So if you're in any doubt about dropping a language, please speak to myself or Miss Ahern or career guidance teacher before making this choice. Also, students get the opportunity to try out 6 electives. Now the electives are broken into 2 groups. We have elective A and elective B. And each student will get to try 3 electives from each group for about 8 or 9 weeks per elective. Now a full detailed written description of each elective will be sent to each 3rd year's school email address along with the form needed to choose which electives you would like to do. And just briefly back to the e-portfolio I mentioned. The e-portfolio is an online folder of transition year work that must be completed by every TY student. They'll get a 40-minute e-portfolio class a week in which a teacher will go through what work needs to be included and also teach them the different formats and styles that they can present their work, be it written reports or videos, PowerPoints or audio clips. But the work is completed by the students themselves and they're responsible for ensuring that the work is completed on time. They have access to the e-portfolio both in this class and from home. Now there's certain elements that are compulsory and is set by myself, the TY Form Master, and they'll be completed by every transition year student, such as like diaries of work experience and evaluation of certain TY activities. There are also elements that are compulsory but can vary or change from one student to the next, depending on their subject choices and what pieces are set by different teachers. Parents will get regular updates on the student's e-portfolio. You'll be told what is completed, what's not, and what needs updating. Each student's individual experience of transition year will be slightly different. It'll all depend on what they choose to do, how much effort they put into it, what extracurricular activities they get involved in, and what opportunities they decide to take advantage of. But every student can experience either a very good year or a great year. And I'm going to now pass you over to Mr. O'Neill, who's going to just talk through the extracurricular activity side of transition year.
My name is James O'Neill and my role in the TY office is TY Coordinator. I look after the extracurricular activities involved in the programme. What TY is all about for Anne and myself in the office and also the school itself is involvement. Students should do their very best to get involved in every new experience and opportunity that presents itself throughout the year. From our experience, those that get the most out of TY every single year are those that get the most involved. Those students that become a little bit disillusioned with the programme are those who, for whatever reason, decide not to put themselves forward to get involved in different opportunities and experience. So the main key takeaway out of extracurricular activities for the programme is to do your best to get fully involved. Work experience is one of the most valuable programmes we provide in TY. It's an opportunity for students to experience two different careers in something they may be interested in actually doing in the future. This year, work experience will go back to the traditional dates of the weeks either side of the October midterm. Ideally, the work experience should be something that the student is interested in doing in the future rather than a part-time job. And time should be spent now really thinking and exploring the various possibilities so as to provide the best possible opportunity, best possible experience in a career at the time. So I suppose the time to think about it is now. Garda vetting forms will be required for all students over 16 and we'll be handing those out at the start of September. Care Week is one of the most important aspects of TY. Here students take a week to volunteer in a care facility of their choice, such as a hospice, a childcare facility or a homeless shelter. It's on later in the year, the 4th to the 8th of April in 2022. This is the week previous to the Easter holidays. And the reason for this is to allow the students to mature a little bit throughout the year so they can really get into themselves involved in the true spirit of the week. Care Week is a really valuable and enlightening experience for the students, as you can imagine. So like work experience, time and thought really need to be put into this over the next few months.
In order to complete Care Week and take part in some aspects of work experience, the students are required to be Garda vetted. This process will begin in September with all students in TY. These are a selection of some of the basic activities we run throughout the school year, with a lot more to be added. GOSHGA, or the President's Award, is a really rewarding programme that pushes students' involvement in the overall transition year experience. It consists of 4 elements: community involvement, which can mean getting involved with the Turner Tigers, a homework club, volunteering in a nursing home, doing some charity work; the completion of a personal skill, which can be learning a new musical instrument, getting involved with coding, perhaps learning a new language; and physical recreation, which can be taking up a new sport or continuing a sport that they're doing currently. The 4th aspect is a long hike and stay over. Students are required to complete 26 weeks of one of the aspects. So for example, if a student is involved in sport now, maybe they'd like to complete the 26 weeks in that aspect of sport, and 13 weeks of the other two. With evidence of completion, and after completing the adventure outing at the end, students then receive a bronze medal and can continue on in 5th year if they wish to complete the silver. Goshka now actually have a Goshka at Home initiative, which will allow students to start off completing their medal in September, and before hopefully being able to move on to the fuller aspect at a later date. Air Cadets is an exciting program where students learn about and actually get to experience flying for themselves. The program runs later in the year, and the kids will be given further information and have to complete an acceptance essay in September if they wish to take part. Toastmasters is one of the best and most sought after programs run in transition year. There are 2 groups accepted, one before and one after Christmas. Its popularity may be in some part due to being run in conjunction with Our Lady's Girls. It is an outstanding program that really develops both students' ability to speak in public along with their confidence in speaking. It's widely regarded as one of the best and most fun aspects of a student's transition year. There are a number of extra activities that students partake in throughout any given year. It varies year to year, as we encourage students to take it upon themselves to come to the office with ideas of potential trips, as well as organising some of the logistics involved. Teachers will also often take classes on educational day trips, especially in electives.
As you can see from the previous 2 slides, there's a really wide and ranging and varied list of activities available for the kids throughout the years. All interests will be catered for. And if students have ideas themselves, Ms. Hegarty and myself really encourage students to come to the office in order to present those ideas to us, and we'll offer them or take them. Overall, to conclude, I'll repeat what I said at the start. It's just very important to get involved. Students will get out what they put into it.
Just to finish up, I just want to reiterate a few points. Transition year here is a full school year. They're here from September to June, the same as the other year groups. They have the same timetable. They have no extra holidays. We have the academic side along with the extracurricular side. The students have a full timetable. I'll still be maintaining regular email contact with the parents regarding attendance and e-portfolio and the like. They still have their formal Christmas and summer exams and reports, and that missed time in transition year is just missed opportunities. It's a year of opportunities for all students, an opportunity to try new subjects, try new things, develop new skills, make new friends, come up with new ideas and take on responsibility. It's up to you to make it the best year for you.